What's up, guys? It has been a very long time since I guess I did a video. The last one I did was about 2 months ago, as I checked, and then the last podcast episode I did, which I'm going to continue it with this episode as well. So this is episode 9. The last one I did was episode 8, and that was 3 months ago. A lot has changed. Not tremendously, but as you can see here, you can see my room. That's pretty much the background now because I don't work for the company that I used to anymore. It's not that I got fired. I quit for a better job, and that job screwed me over with licensing. Getting my licenses for security purposes. So, out $600 and several other things. This is just fun. This is just I've been having a rough go of 2024. I think I said this in one of the podcast episodes. Give me a second. Sorry. Typical New Yorker, I need to have my Arizona drink. Yeah, along with several other things, just recently I just snapped, and that's the best way I can put it. I snapped, and life just didn't really take off like I thought it was going to, going to these interviews and having a good attitude about it, and people are like, no, like, just, I get it, you need to hire the right person for these jobs, but I'm always that person of, let's give someone a chance and see what happens. Like, I know that's kind of a bad philosophy, but I think everyone does deserve chances in life. I also sound like shit because my voice kind of got fucked up too. Like, a lot of hurt my throat. Is a nice way to put it. Unless you guys want me to get into detail about it, I think I'll leave that for another episode. I'm trying to figure out, like, my whole thing is more recently I have lacked self-motivation, self-confidence, everything. I always have been like that, and it's something that's really hard for me because it's also weird too because ever since I was a little kid I've been diagnosed with ADHD, and I've had it my whole life. It's something that doesn't go away. It's there forever. um Learning disability, special disability, whatever you want to call it, special needs, I don't know, it's a lot, and that's my boiler. It does that. I've never heard it until now, but now I notice that it turns on and you can hear it. Anyway, you may hear that in the video, you may not. I have no idea how good this microphone is for that's actually on the iPhone itself. But yeah. Where was I going with this? ADHD, yeah. I know people say, like, well, why don't you take medication for it? I used to. I stopped it mainly because it interacted weirdly with my antidepressants that I needed. And no matter what combination of antidepressants and different forms of Ritalin there are, it just didn't work. And it made me feel extremely tired, extremely bummed out, and extremely weird. Like, I didn't like the way I felt on it. Now, fast forward to now, I'm still not doing that. Like, I just take my medication, my antidepressants, and I go about my day. And it's weird too because I see a lot of videos and a lot of people about people with ADHD, ADHDers, which I really hate that fucking term. And and it seems like it's more acceptable now. People are understanding more. Not out where I live. It does kind of suck when people reject you, and that's like the one that pops up all the time, and it's like, so that's why I've been feeling like this. I never knew it was linked to ADHD. My whole life, I just thought it was. I am a sensitive person, but I also didn't realize that people with ADHD, if you get told no or get rejected any which way, shape, or form, it makes you feel like crap. And I'm like, oh god, so this has just been a part of this? Oh, this is great. That's just my life, right? Like, I understand, like reality like, not everything's gonna work. There's only so much some people could do, and some people just get an easier break than others. And there are also those people who aren't grateful for shit. I'm grateful for any little thing I can get my way, but I also don't reach for the stars. I kind of limit myself to that would be nice, or maybe just a basic living, like normal life. And yes, I'm itching my nose a lot because my nose is an itchy fucking part. I get a lot of dry skin on here. I don't have a, problem. Everyone asks me that all the time. It's like, bro, are you on coke? Like, no, I'm not. It's just my nose is itchy, allergy season, weather's changing. That's just how that works. Shit. Yeah, and it's just a tough go. So especially like when you go get all dressed up to go to an interview, you get the suit on, you have your one sheet resume, because what are you gonna put down? Things you accomplished in school? No, you don't do that. I never understood people who did that. Like, put everything that they did in school on a resume. I'm like, bro, put your work experiences, put some hobbies, put some stuff like that. That's what they want to see in real life. Unfortunately, with me, they just see a person bouncing to different career paths and different jobs, and none of them lasting more than a year. So, yeah. All because a lot of these jobs I go to, they want you to just, like, especially like my airport job I had, they wanted you to keep going upwards with little pay increase. At least that's what it sounded like from the jump, and they didn't explain like pay changes or anything like that. And I just said, why don't I just stick right here and just work hard and do what I have to do? They didn't like that. And also, I think there was some racial shit there too. If you want an airport story thing, I will definitely do a whole episode on it if you guys want. Just let me know down below. I have a lot of different stories and stuff to talk about. It's just trying to get a cohesive narrative about it. Like right now, I'm rambling in 7 minutes, and it pisses me off. Like, I know what I want to do, but just getting it out there sucks. I had to yawn this whole time. I went 7 minutes. Proud of myself. Sorry. It's not that I also been up. I've been up since early this morning. So, been up since 5 a.m. It's almost 10. Gonna go make coffee after this. But anyway, after having Arizona, I know, I'm weird. Backwards and weird. But yeah, it's just, I had a rough go at it this past year. Shout out to two people in particular. My sister Suzelle, not my blood sister, but someone who likes one. I would put a picture right here of her, but you'll beat the shit out of me if I put it on the internet like that. Oh god. But I love you. You are amazing, and I'm so happy to have you in my life. And the other person is, ironically, my ex-girlfriend. Not my previous ex that used to see her on this channel with me. My very first girlfriend I ever had. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't think she's gonna give a shit. But yeah, it's just crazy. Just who you can rely on when time gives you the hardest time. When life hits you. I have other friends who have checked in on me and stuff like that, but those two that more recently have stuck out. Only because like I feel comfortable talking to them. Like, it just got to that point. Like, I'm not, for some reason with me, I'm not comfortable around guys because never had a lot of guy interactions. The only people I can honestly consider, like, I can think of like that are my brother and one of his close friends who I also consider like family, and that's it. Those outside of that and family members, not really many close friendships with men, because a lot of dudes are just pieces of crap coming from a guy. Like, there are genuinely good men out there in the world, but you gotta like deal with a lot of extra bullshit on top of that. Like, you gotta find the good in some guys. Like, some guys just aren't, just generally like, it's also guys in general don't talk about shit. Like, I never liked not being able to talk, and I come from an Italian family where they don't talk about emotions, like, and things like that, and my mom and I do. my grandmothers and I do. You know, my aunts and I did. You know, my female cousins and I did. Like, one of my best friends growing up was my cousin Lauren, because she didn't live that far from here, and we used to always go to my grandma's house, which wasn't far from here, after school. So we spent a lot of time as a little kid growing up together, and me and her were able to talk. More recently, not much. She has her own things going on, and kind of hangs out with upper echelon people. I don't. You know what I mean? Outside of that, the rest of my family kind of just goes and does their own thing. I'm pretty much by myself, and I don't know if I ever actually stated this on the channel, but I did lose my older brother in 2019. The story behind that, it's a long story. If you want me to talk about the life of him, I will. Actually, I've wanted to do that for a while, so I might do that just so people can get an understanding of our relationship. Because when anybody asks me about my family, he's kind of like a big point in it. Because, you know, obviously he's my brother, and there was only the two of us. Well, there was only the two of us. But, yeah, so it's just hard trying to explain to people everything that led up to what happened with me. But this year's almost over. I can't wait. And 2025 is gonna be different. Set a goal in getting a very good paying job. I think that's one. Number two, get myself out there more and have more thicker skin in standing up for myself, because I don't. I usually just let people walk all over me, and I'm not gonna do that anymore. Um, that's something I did learn over the course of the year, is I've let people walk all over me most of my life, and it's not good. As far as this, like I said, I want to do more videos. It's just a self-motivation thing. I gotta try figuring out a good way of self-motivation. Any tips, any tricks, anything like that, please put down below. I know someone's going to say, get therapy. I know. I'm doing that too. I'm working on that as we speak. Which, I've had it before. It's just I let my thoughts in my own head get to me. You know, like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I don't need help anymore. Yes, you do. Life throws curveballs at you that you wouldn't expect. Randomly, you're up at the. I don't know why I keep. The best analogy I can say is like somebody, going up to play baseball. He's up to bat, and then randomly he gets sidelined by like a defensive wideman or something. And I know nothing about sports, but like that's the best analogy I can do. It like makes no sense. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what life is now, especially for my generation. We get told we don't work a lot. We get told we need to work harder in order to make more money, but things are overpriced and we are paid too little comparison to the price of things. It seems like a while back it used to be a little easier, but at the same time people tell you no, it wasn't. And I'm like, the numbers seem to agree on our side. But whatever, corporate greed's a thing. It always has been a thing, and it always will be a thing. I'm just here to talk on the internet. This is the best I can. Yeah. As far as comedy goes, I still write stuff. I just haven't gone out to do the material. Because again, that's also. I mean, I can kill two birds with one stone. And one, that's content for the YouTube channel, and number two, it just gets me out meeting people. Actually, there's a lot of bonuses that out and meeting some people, and also it gets me over my fear of failing. Because as a comedian, like I love comedy, I love entertainment, so I always look up bios and biopics and documentaries and stuff on people's lives, their shows and stuff, things of that nature, and they all say like, "Oh, we all bombed, we all had low points," but you know I don't know. I think for people like people say, people with ADHD, it's a lot harder. I don't know. I thought there's on my camera shift for some reason. I don't know how I would do that, but anyway, if it's not obvious, I'm extremely exhausted. So this has been the 9th episode of the No Name Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Simeone. If you want to follow my stuff down below, I'll put my TikTok, my Twitter, and my Instagram down there. So check out those. Because I'll definitely post stuff in my stories and do random videos like that. So if you want to keep up with that type of stuff, that's the best place. Because if I'm not on here, I'm definitely gonna be doing stuff on there, especially TikTok. Because I like my TikTok. I always end up doom scrolling. But anyway, guys, that has been it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.